Well, Shaggy seems to be doing better. She's still a little poopy. But, I couldn't give her the Pepto yesterday. Why are you up my butt? Pete. Pete's a good boy. Pete's a good boy. Come here, Petey. Pete and Ginger, they're good. Good sheep. Good sheep. Shaggy. She got her name because I think she's got a little bit too much wool sheep in her. Because she doesn't shed her wool 100% in the spring sometimes. Anyway. Pete, what do you want? I gotta keep an eye on this fire. I'm burning off some old crap. I had this cattle feed stuff. It's old. I was gonna turn it into fertilizer, but the pigs ate half of it and broke it open. So I figure, fuck it, I'll just let it, let the animals and the bugs get it, and then once they're done with it, I'll burn it. Or throw it in the garbage, or both. So, there was an old plastic something or other here folded up, and I wanted to burn my crap in my burn barrels, and then I saw this, so I decided to burn it too. And now I kind of wish I waited, because now it's taking up too much of my time. But it's almost died down to where I can probably walk away from it. You know, I've got a good dirt and burn circle around it, so it won't spread. But I'm gonna wait for it to die down another. Wait till that gets about half the size that it is now, before I'll feel like I can actually walk away from it, and I'll go take care of some other stuff I gotta do. But yeah, I just been burning. I burned some old broken pallets that we had here, plastic pallets, and then these half-gallon juice containers I've been collecting cattle feed in when I was hauling liquid cattle feed. So I've been burning off some of those. I don't mind biodegradable trash, but this non-biodegradable trash bothers me. But like I said, it's got stuff in it, so I've been waiting for it to break down, and waiting for the animals to get it all cleaned up before I burn it. The bugs and the animals. There's a little bit left in there, but I could probably burn this one. And the cans, my mom kind of left the cans laying all over the place. Originally, I had this bright idea that maybe put cans in the road and it'll give us some traction, but it wasn't my best idea. It works a little, but not enough. There we go, that'll work. So yeah, I'm just trying to burn off or throw away, or both, all the non-biodegradable crap, or like some of the wooden pallets that are no good, that have nails in them. Burn those off. And then you know, I'm not doing the sustainable community crap anymore, so it's all pretty much just going to be mostly goats, but sheep and goats here. And all this crap came from Kaplinger. It was the old foundation for the house and like the porches and the patios. I just brought it over here because I didn't really have any other place to take it. And the goats, and probably the sheep too, can climb on this and kind of keep their hooves trimmed. But not so much this. They could get tangled up in this. But I haven't had time to come and clean, sort through all that crap. And then this is recycled deck material that we can use for different things like goat houses and whatnot. I used to get these and sell these, but and I've got some over here for cattle feed. I had some over there with cattle feed and fertilizer in them, but I ended up draining them because they were in the way of where I wanted my fence. I haven't been able to get anybody out here to actually do the fence proper, so I just put up goat panels temporarily and it works. But I got 2 potential fencing guys who might maybe show up. I've had a half dozen people basically not show up, not do the job. I paid David Ray to do it. He never did shit. Another guy, I wanted to come out and do it. I just didn't have the money. And then when I did, he ended up turning the business over to his brother, I think it was. And his brother doubled his price. So then I didn't have the money again. And it's like, what the hell? So then the south neighbor and I went in on doing the south fence line together, which I had already paid David Ray to do that too, and he never did. Or he surveyed it and didn't survey it right. It was off by like 6 feet. Then we had another surveyor come out because the previous south property owner, had it surveyed, and it was like 6 feet this way. And so I didn't know what was accurate. And then he sold the property to another guy. So I was like, well, I just drew a line down the middle between the 2 surveys, David Ray's survey and the other guy's survey, and started putting T-posts down the middle between the 2 survey points. Well, then this guy bought the property and had it surveyed again, and the second survey was right. David Ray's survey was off by 6 feet. So I guess it's a good thing he didn't put the fence up like I paid him to do, because he would have done it wrong like he does half of everything else. Half-assed, whatever. So, anyways, so I finally got that done, but the guy that did that, Michael, had to twist his arm to get him out here to do it because he was too busy getting drunk all the time. So that took forever to get that guy to come out and do that fence line. I got him to come out and give me a bid on this one, but then he never gave me a bid. He showed up to do the measurements, never responded to give me a bid, never showed up to do the work, nothing. So then I got another guy to come out and give me a bid, but he never showed up to even do the bid. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna put up a temporary fence until I find somebody who wants to actually get some work done around here and make some money. Because I'm not a fencing guy. What I need is I need somebody who can weld those H posts. And I need 2 corner posts up in the front. And then these are heavy duty hedge posts that I put up in here. I paid David Ray to do that. And I had to twist his arm to do it. He wouldn't do it. I had to help him do it. I had to hold his hand to get it done, even after I paid him to do it, and he didn't do it. But anyways, I got those in. So what we'll probably do is have somebody come out, weld some corner posts or corner H posts, like L posts, up there in the corner, come in this direction. And then I'll probably have 2 H posts put here, and then have a gate in the middle, so I can drive the big truck in come in here, flip a U-ey right here, and come back out. Just in case I want to park the big truck here. Because, I mean, I was doing it before. I have the gravel here to do it for the most part. I've got gravel pretty much all the way back to right about here. I just need to bring in some more gravel, put it right in here, so I can do my U-turn. Then I can park the big truck right outside the gate or right inside the gate, wherever I want. But right now I'm dropping the trailer at the Pilot in Collins, and I'm bobtailing the truck to our property in Collins. But you never know, I might want to park it here for some reason. So yeah, anyways, but the neighbor behind me, my east neighbor, he does fence work, but he's also over the road. He's not he is a truck driver, but he's working with this guy, working for a hazmat cleanup company, which I used to haul for, but I didn't actually work for them. I worked for a trucking company, and I used to haul materials into their facilities. Environmental Solutions is, I think, the name of the company. But anyways, they do a lot of different stuff. But the guy I used to work for, he did things half-assed and didn't follow code, and was an environmental disaster. So the government basically made him use someone else to run the facility, since he wasn't responsible. And so the company these guys work for ended up coming in and taking over. So they actually run the place, even though I think the other guy that I used to work for owned the place, if that makes sense. But he was in code violations all the time, hazmat violations, all kinds of violations all the time, because he would always cut corners. And so in order to not get shut down, he had to subcontract out to these guys or something. But anyways, so the east neighbor works for that company. He does fencing, but he's still busy working on his own. And he needs to work on the east fence line, putting something in the creek there. Once he's done with that, then I'll hire him to do some of the other stuff I need done around here. But I want to make sure he takes care of his part of the responsibility on his and my fence line before I hire him and pay him to do stuff in other places. So, that being said, I also now have a new guy that I might hire to do the front. So we'll see. He's more full-time. He showed up to do a gate across our driveway in Collins that Laura wanted. So, and he did a pretty decent job. So, once we get the mobile home out of foreclosure, we just signed the paperwork 2 days ago, or closed on the property 2 days ago. So we now officially own the property in Collins. Now we got it out of foreclosure. We did all the court proceedings. We did all the drama. We now officially own the land in Collins. However, it's got a clouded title, so we can't use the equity in the land to finance the mobile home. So we're gonna have to scratch up funds to get the mobile home out of foreclosure. And so that's going to take probably another 6 months. After that, then I'll be saving up money to do things like this and other things. I want to I'm going to do this part myself, but I got to buy the goat panels. But I want to put goat panels all around the greenhouse and put down greenhouse tarps on the ground around the greenhouse for like weed control, so the weeds don't get back into the greenhouse. And now the plastic's starting to rot on the greenhouse. So I'm gonna have to re-stretch the plastic on the greenhouse. So that's another project I'm gonna have to do next year or the year after, but soon. Now I don't really come over here enough to babysit the greenhouse, so I need to set the greenhouse up to where it'll be self-sustaining, where the weeds won't get in there as bad. And so I'll have to set up like a barrier, so it'll be harder for the weed seeds to get in there, and roots. And then yeah, and what I have growing in there is pretty much just low maintenance stuff. I have potatoes. I tried growing tomatoes. I haven't been terribly successful. Asparagus, stuff like that. Onions, so anything that'll pretty much take care of himself. And also companion plants within that family. So, all that stuff is compatible. Nightshade and onions and garlic, they're all like companion plants. So I think the only oddball is the asparagus. But anyway, I think this is under control enough. I need to go to the bathroom. So I'm going to push it into the pile a little bit more, make sure it's secure, run to the bathroom real quick, and then come back and check on it. But yeah, I got a box truck in the back. I want to clean it out and put up a fence around the old kitchen area that we used to have when we had this as a sustainable community. I want to turn that into another goat yard and turn that old box truck into a goat house. And there's an old house over at Collins that was George and Valerie's, it was Valerie's favorite house. And so I want to clean it up, fix it up, and I'm going to pretty much use it for storage once we get the dogs running over there, patrolling the property. And once I get some security cameras over there so we can keep an eye on it, I want to start moving all my crap over there and use that half of the property for storage, and use the house to put all my crap. And then I might start using a couple of these, especially this one, for goat shelters also. These two are my mom's, and that green one's my mom's. But that one was the one I let David Ray use, and he pretty much runs it. I had to redo the floor and whatnot. Those three are still pretty decent, so I'll probably still use them for my own personal stuff. But I need to get them up on blocks so they don't sweat as much, because they get kind of mildewy in there. So all my stuff is pretty much mildewy. But anyways, I gotta go to the bathroom, so I'm gonna cut this off. I'm gonna compact this pile a little bit more and run to the latrine and use the bathroom real quick, and then get some more stuff done around here. All right.